Alright, yeah, we've got time for more Amstrad Action. As per usual this time of the week. We're starting issue number 51, December 1989. £1.45, because, £1.45. Yeah, that's right, they put it up there, £1.45, £1.95 when they stick a cassette on there. Because the cassette's not free. That was the previous issue. Anyway, still Britain's best-selling magazine for the Amstrad CPC 464, 664, 6128. Until that changes in 9 issues' time when that console thing comes out. 9 issues to wait till that, though. Anyway, too hot to handle. Not one mega release, but two. They're really ready for this. Power Drift and Batman. Pow. PC show, the last and the best. Nirvana, Programmer's Heaven, RSX Lib, Machine Code Made Friendly, Sprites Alive, Extended Basic for Gamesters, Video Effects, part 1 of an ongoing series. All the regular news, reviews, hints, tips, and so on. Operation Thunderbolt. Blockbuster follow-up to last Christmas's #1 hit, Operation Wolf. Now twice the action, twice the fun, and twice the challenge. Roy Adams is back. Who? The hijack report came from a DC-10 leaving Paris for Boston. Arab guerrillas were in control of Flight 102 and had turned their aircraft towards Africa. The plane lands in hostile territory and the terrorists begin their demands. Use the laser sight or the bulletproof vest, but watch out for air-to-ground missiles. Operation Thunderbolt, the incredible Taito coin-op conversion brought now to your home computer. Take what comes in. Hit him with double. Alright, the lineup for December 1989. The MC, you read it here first. Reaction, words of wisdom from our readers. Emma Broadley, Emma spits back after last month's roasting. A show to end all shows. Well, it was actually. Trenton Webb rounds up all the CPC goodies on display at the last PC show. Grabs Kleenex to stifle sobs. Look, Hollywood. Yeah, the action begins on 47. Batman, another cracker from Ocean. Or will the Joker have the last laugh? No? Please yourselves. Power Drift. Push the pedal to the metal in Activision's oversteering arcade coin-op conversion. Heaven Sent. Nirvana, a cracking, good disc manager. RSX Lib, Adam Waring extends himself. Sprites, basically, compulsory fodder for basic games writers. We've also got Xenophobe, become a psychotic ranting fascist alien basher, and save a space station while you're at it. And Dynamite Ducks, if you go crackers over foul gameplay, Dynamite Ducks should fit the bill. Yeah, more code crack, more everything. New faces! What, no Steve Carey? Indeed not. Steve has moved on to pastures new, a sister magazine, ST format, to be exact. And his cherry visage will greet you no more. Hanky's out, ladies. In his long stint at Amstrad Action editor, Steve ensured the magazine's position as the undisputed #1 in the CPC world. His will be a hard act to follow. But we already have plans for making AA even better at a time when the CPC itself is going from strength to strength. Amstrad's machine is the best 8-bit micro you can buy, and we aim to make sure that Amstrad Action is the best magazine you can buy for it. But don't worry that staff changes are going to upset the balance of your favourite magazine. Far from it. The most important thing in Amstrad Action is not the people who write it, but is instead, and will always be, its readers, you. And that's one thing that's not going to change. The essential add-on. Oh. The Amstrad User Club. It's the official one, is it? Is that the official one? £28 a year. It is a year, right? Yeah, per year. Also, 12 issues of the official Amstrad magazine, Amstrad Computer User. Is that still going at this point? £15. Amscene. The CPC goes on. Amstrad squashes rumours. Amstrad has responded hotly to rumours in the press suggesting that the company is about to drop the CPC range. Malcolm Miller, Amstrad's sales and marketing director, told AA that the CPC market is very healthy. Of course, we haven't ceased manufacturing it. We'll be selling it for a long time yet, he went on. We're continuing to manufacture the CPC. That's all there is to it. And part of the current CPC sales drive is the inclusion of a free colour TV for its latest CPC bundle. Sounds too good to be true? Well, not really. With each colour 6128 sold, Amstrad is now giving away a free TV tuner. Simply plug this gadget into your monitor and you've got yourself a colour tally. The price of this bundle is £399, and with it you also get a joystick and 17 free games. Monopoly, Skeletrix, Cluedo, Trivial Pursuit and Scrabble are just a few. So don't hold out too much hopes for good games there then. There's a 6128. Now it comes with a free TV tuner. Prophets of Doom. Amstrad has just released preliminary results for the year ending 30th of June 1989, and pretty depressing reading they make. Turnover was virtually unchanged compared to the year before, at £626 million. But profits before tax were down from £160 million to £77 million. The official line is that last year's DRAM price rises were one of the prime causes of the company's margin erosion. But other factors which can't have helped include a vastly premature ad campaign for the PC 2000 series and the recall of thousands of PCs with hard disk controller faults. Before the furor surrounding Amstrad's PC ranges, the company's Z80-based PCW and CPC just keep on going. Maybe there's a lesson for Amstrad in there somewhere. Next month, the Untouchables on the AA Christmas cover tape. Oh, you lucky, lucky people. Ooh, can hardly wait. It was just the previous issue they were talking about. Hey, look, new console. New console's coming. So, show off. PC show organisers Montbuild and V&U have fallen out, with the result that this year's PC show was the last. See the PC show report on page 16 for more details. Arguments arose over the show's future direction and management, and V&U has now served Montbuild with a writ alleging breach of promise. Montbuild is defending itself vigorously and has announced its own show for next year, Business Computing 90, which will take place at Earl's Court between the 25th and 28th of September. This comes at a time when more and more pundits are questioning the effectiveness of multi-purpose shows covering both the business and leisure sectors. Indeed, magazine publisher EMAP has already announced a European computer entertainment show, again to be held at Earl's Court, this time between the 13th and 16th of September. Both shows take place at the traditional time and location of the old PC show. V&U have yet to announce its plans, but already it seems that Earl's Court is booked solid next autumn. Coming soon, 5 Atari Lynx handheld games machines to be won, only just on sale in the States. You could be one of the first in this country to own one of Atari's Pocket Miracles. Pocket Miracle, huh? Okay. Micronet merger. British Telecom have bought out Telemap, the company behind Micronet, and the immensely popular multi-user role-playing game Shades. BT, which already owns Prestel and Telecom Gold, is understood to have paid a large sum to take total control of the company. Telecom previously owned 40% of the shares, and remainder being held by publishing giant EMAP and Bell Canada. Micronet has been around since 1983, and BT has been responsible for the daily running of the company since 1986. The move is regarded as a consolidation of resources and is reckoned to be good news for Micronet subscribers. The story comes at a time when BT has lost control of Microlink, the business-oriented electronic messaging service, to Estelle iNet, in a deal worth £10 million over the next 3 years. Neat and tidy. Budgie Office Products has launched an indispensable device for the tidy computer user. Its unique cable tidy pack aims to hide unsightly trailing monitor leads and telephone wires, a lost cause for the AA office. The kit consists of 1 meter of clip-on channeling, which can be cut to size in 6 self-adhesive cable clips. Tally ho! The Management Tally MT222 printer has had over £100 lopped off its retail price. The pricey printer, acclaimed for its excellent 24-pin quality combined with very fast printing speed, was originally being retailed at £799.25, but is now available at £684.25. Ooh, cheap. Pretty Polly. Oh no. If you're anything like us at the AA office, you'll have trouble finding the disc you want because the label is covered in totally illegible mess, having had so many different titles scribbled all over it. Well, not anymore. Black Stuff Limited has launched Poly Labels, an everlasting disc labelling kit. Simply stick a special label over the existing one on the disc, write on it with the disc pen provided, and even add a colour-coded marker if you wish. When it comes to changing the disc contents, you can use the eraser pen for minor alterations, or a cotton pad impregnated with cleaning fluid to wipe the whole lot clean. The complete Poly Labels kit costs £13.74. Poly Labels, erasable labels. Stop press. Midway King have announced a new version of Express, the bolt-on package for the Stop Press DTP system. The upgrade will now work on the 464 and has been modified to work with double drive systems. Owners of version 1.0, the original program, can get their hands on the new improved version 1.1 by spending £1 to cover postage costs to Midway King. Senior Citizen. That ever-popular budget printer, the Citizen 120D, has been celebrating passing the 500,000 worldwide sales mark. Citizen has revamped the 4-year-old printer with a newly designed tractor feed mechanism, which will improve paper handling to produce sharper print and graphics quality. The new model has several other minor improvements, including wider paper handling and an adapted pressure leaf, which provides a better hold on paper during printing. The printer retains its recommended retail price of £199, but will be available at the usual cut-down prices for mail-order advertisers. Twins Double. The CPC version of the forthcoming Activision Christmas #1 contender, Ghostbusters 2, has been written by none other than the Oliver twins. This, and the fact that they also wrote Incredible Shrinking Sphere for Activision last year, has led to rumours that the twins may be abandoning Codemasters. Rumours that were quashed by Philip Oliver. We can earn at least as much, if not more, from a budget release. We have a good working relationship with Codemasters and find budget games more rewarding as they reach a much wider audience. I'm not ruling out the possibility of us doing a full price release in the future, but we don't have any immediate plans to write one. The Olivers have also been beavering away in the more familiar territory on the long-awaited Dizzy 3, entitled Fantasy World Dizzy. The game should be on the shops in time for Christmas, and is widely expected to top the budget charts. It features the popular cartoon hero in search of his girlfriend Daisy, who has been kidnapped and locked away in a castle. Several other yoke folk have been introduced, including the acid-cooled Egg Denzel and the elderly egghead Grand Dizzy. AA staff have seen an early preview edition, but can say no more, on pain of death at the hands of the terrible twins. Other than that, it features the usual Dizzy arcade adventure format, with plenty of original puzzles to ponder over. The game is being released by Codemasters under a new label, Cartoon Time. Look out for the exclusive review in next month's bumper Christmas edition of AA. That's the spirit. Adventurers up and down the land are mourning the latest release from Level 9. Why? Simply because it's the company's last ever CPC product. Level 9 does, however, look like it will be going out with a bit of a bang, as the game's scapegoat is centered around the antics of a deceased and betrayed gangster. The grief spirit has only 3 days to clear his name, but has a whole host of supernatural tricks up his sleeve. Dead men don't tell tales, but they may have some haunting secrets they want to let out. Borg will be gunning for this epic next month. Aussie rules okay. Britain's been going minority sport crazy in recent months, so again and again has decided it's time to get in on the action. It has announced an Australian rules football game. This computer sporting first was unveiled during Foster's World Cup final at the Oval recently, and while the Bombers and the Demons fought it out on the pitch, reviewers could be heard fighting it out with their computer opponents. AA was there and promises to bring you a full report on the early scores in the opening match next month. That gives us 4 weeks to figure out the rules, Ed. First impressions. Ghouls and Ghosts, US Gold. The sequel to an old favourite, Ghouls and Ghosts, is coming for Christmas. The Duel, Accolade. This car sim race game puts you in control of a Porsche 959 and a Ferrari F40. The family Sierra will never seem the same again. After the War, Dynamic. Spanish coders look as if they've done it again with a beat 'em, shoot 'em, anything you can 'em up, boasting giant sprites. Doctor Doom's Revenge, with Titus. After last month's news on the superhero epic, here are the first screenshots of the CPC version. There you go, all in glorious black and white. Contractual clause. It's official, Santa Claus does exist. He's come down from his polar hideaway to give us Save the Children Fund a hand during Christmas. To raise money, he will be appearing in the official Father Christmas game from Alternative. All the royalties from this £2.99 product will go to Save the Children. So if you're looking for a stocking filler for a CPC fan, this is the game to get. In this 3-part game, you've first got to assemble Santa's sled, and then find the toys the elves have hidden. When all this is done, you've got to answer the Christmas pleas of children all over the world. Last year, Save the Children spent over £28 million on overseas projects and £7 million in the UK. Its job is difficult and often dangerous, and as you can imagine, children's lives are not saved by care alone. It's an expensive business, and both Alternative and Save the Children deserve a pat on the back, and being charitable can also be fun. At least until we see the game. I think it is reviewed in the next issue. Blatant plug. This month sees the launch of a new game on the Players label, The Lost Caves and the Doom Tomb. A certain Mr. Adam Waring was responsible for both the product and the threats that produced this story. AA will be giving this awesome gaming experience a good kicking, review surely, Ed, next month. In the meantime, check it out. It's your chance to see how good or bad an AA Tech Ed really is. Listing carefully. Former tax officer and QA clerk Angela Allam plans to start the first professional listing typing in and games help service for the CPC. She collects details on all the pokes and hints she can find and then uses them to solve a game or get near a solution. Her games helpline will be open from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. most evenings. Angela also enjoys typing in listings to see what they do and how. Her program analysis service will use Bebugsoft's toolkit to find the variables. Also on offer is disassembly of machine code used in type-ins and tracing of simple machine code programs to printer. Find out more by writing to Angela Allam. Unbeatable value, unbeatable service. 20,000 words per month. Proper A4 format even. Ooh, fancy. Reaction. The GPO's having to send vans around with the post now. Keep it up. Oh no. Got a bee in your bonnet. Got something you want to get off your chest. Reckon so-and-so hasn't got a leg to stand, isn't go a leg to stand on. Write to Reaction. There's £15 on offer for the letter of the month. The right stuff. You have of course heard of the North-South divide. Well, now there's a new divide, the 64K, 128K divide. It seems, to me anyway, that most software houses are tuning their backs on 464 owners, not forgetting that the 464 gave them the money in the first place, in favour of 6128 owners. It seems that a lot more products, utilities, are released on disk only, or make use of the 64K extra that 128 has. Undoubtedly, it is a far superior machine, but wouldn't it be a far greater achievement if programmers gave the same on tape? It is not impossible. They could make the tape a multi-load rather than a disk-only release, just loading whatever the system needs when the system needs it. Indeed, you at AA are responsible for part of this divide by releasing Shinobi as part of the cover cassette, but without sound or speech for poor little 464 users. Okay, I'm beginning to sound like W. Macy C. Smith, but this subject really riles me. Even some authors and typins seem to forget that people have 464s waiting fill commands. There's nothing more infuriating than typing in a listing only to find a fill command at the bottom of the program. Michael Hayes, proud 464 owner. Nelson Lanks. Well, Michael, there seems little point in upgrading a machine and then steadfastly refusing to use any of the new features. Of course, software houses will write for the 6128, and indeed many releases are bound to run on that machine only. Multi-load tape software would be all very well, but have you really used multi-load software? The prospect of loading Protex spell checker from tape, for example, is too appalling to contemplate. As for us at AA, being biased against the 464, what rubbish! We feature software for the CPC regardless of whether it's for the 464 or 6128. We only reflect the industry and the user's interests. We don't dictate them. Besides, when it comes to budget software, I would say 6128 owners were discriminated against, wouldn't you? Still, let it not be said that we don't listen to our readers. Anyone else out there think their machine 464 or 6128 is getting a raw deal? You know where to reach us. The right stuff. I'm writing following the article about fanzines, which was very interesting. I myself know how hard it is to set up a fanzine. In my case, it was for all the Amstrad CPC owners. I advertised fiercely in one monthly computer mag and then wrote to various others, which cater for the CPC, asking if they would mention me in their news pages. Out of the 5 that I wrote to, only one obliged by giving me an article which measured about 3 inches by 4 inches on their news page, which if I had advertised properly would have cost a lot of money. Even so, in the next 4 months I received only around 20 answers. Firstly, I think this shows how unhelpful some large magazines can be in helping a small fanzine get started. And secondly, I now wonder whether people even want fanzines. Your competition is an original idea, and I'm sure many people will have a go. But it's a difficult world out there, and if you want your idea to work, I think you're going to need lots of energy and plenty of the will not to give up. Andrew J. Scott, Soam Cams. You're right, Andrew. You do need to keep plugging away. You're wrong to say magazines are unhelpful, though. Any news item has to be both interesting and important to get into a magazine's news pages, and with the best will in the world, a new fanzine is not big news. The best bet for would-be publishers is to first establish that there is a market for the magazine you wish to produce, rather than do what you feel like and then try to sell it. As for whether people really do want fanzines, just look at all the successful publications there are out there. No, bad circulation. AA's AMSCene proudly proclaims that its latest circulation figures for January to June 1989 are 35,189. This is stated to be a year-on increase in sales. Certainly, the January to June 1988 figure is 35,095, an increase of 94. Wow. But shouldn't you be comparing these latest figures with the immediately preceding figure, which was 38,457? This shows that AA's circulation has dropped by 3,268, a drop of 8.5% on the previous 6 months. Care to comment? Alan Cool, Glasgow. Okay, if you insist. The point about 6 monthly circulation figures is that the summer market is quite different to the winter one. Therefore, the only direct comparisons you can make are between the same 6-month periods in successive years. So you think the increase is so measly in the CPC market, which many people seem determined to think is contracting, we were rather pleased. Suit yourself, though. Drop those shadows. Who's responsible for letting that silly twit loose again who puts shadows all over the printing so that us poor old OAPs have a hard time reading it? I thought you'd got rid of him or her over a year ago. I've got every issue of your great magazine. We had a spell of this Wozak before, and I missed loads of help info and type-ins because of him. Now he's back again, shadowboxing over page 14, over piano keys on page 18, shaking hands on page 21, walking all over page 22, blue blotches on pages 46, 47, and 50, sickening colours all over the cheat mode pages. Thank goodness there is not over Hugh Gavin's tip for multi-face saving. Thank you, Hugh. You've saved me a heck of a lot of disk space. Please give us OAPs a break and transfer this mixed-up child to the Outer Hebrides. And I don't want to miss one word of the accent. Very helpful AA. Thank goodness you kept him off this month's typins. Laurie Mash, Wakefield. Rest assured, Mr. Mash, our art editor is even now writing out 5,000 lines saying, I must not put shadows behind all the text. Oh boy. Cruel beast. I must be one of those people Judge Maxton, AA49, would want to put away for excessive cruelty to computers. In the winter of 84-85, I split the price of a new 464 with colour monitor with my father. He was to use it to drive a demonstration rig for his firm at a business fair, after which it would be redundant. The firm built ultrasonic testing tanks for aircraft components. These included a probe able to be moved along all three axes to follow intricate aircraft shapes. The role of the 464 was to gather the data and represent it as a screen of false colour, to show any hidden faults in the aircraft part. It's interesting to note that the computer which does the same job for real rigs is a £25,000 twin 80MB hard drive IBM compatible 8MHz Ferranti or 20MHz Compaq, the only difference being speed and storage. Torture. The miniature tank was completed while I wrote the software. The next job was to connect the rig to the joystick port, which was the agreed input hole. It was during this time that an unearthed soldering iron was being used on the tank's computer, whilst the unsuspecting 464 was up and running. 20 apps travelled up the joystick port and melted the first chip it came to. It must have been the keyboard chip because the effect was like someone randomly hitting the keyboard. Pretty but useless. The Amstrad Quick Fit guys soon sorted that out. Yeah, there's no keyboard chip that goes through the AUI the keyboard does. Beatings. The computer was given to me, and since then the unit has travelled approximately 1,000 miles strapped into the front seats of various cars, been fallen on and dropped twice. The effects are that the F0 key is held on with superglue, where the monitor fell on it, and there is a large chunk of plastic missing from the back of the monitor. This happened in January. I was running into my brother's house with the monitor during the Super Bowl halftime to play Match Day 2. When I slipped and fell, the monitor landed on concrete just as I landed on top of it. I didn't kill my monitor. In fact, it works normally except snowing a bit when the brightness is adjusted. A strong industrial magnet was left next to the monitor for about 2 days without use. On power up, I was confronted with large boils of colour spread across the usual message. Careful positioning of the magnet would cancel these, but only whilst the magnet was present. If computers contract tropical diseases, they are short-lived because I switched off and the monitor cured itself inside half an hour. Mutilation. The computer's current adds-on the computer's current add-ons list left over from its industrial days is as follows: Canon PJ 1080A color inkjet printer, DK-Tronics speech synth, old style, approximately 9 various working and non-working joysticks, including baseless, joystick port splitter, KDS Electronics 8-bit printer port, 1 meter coil lead extension box, external speaker soldered to replace the internal 1-inch effort, large blob of blue tack stuck on the side of the monitor. I am currently writing a game which Codemasters will publish, although they don't know it yet. My system must be 1 in a million to survive my father and I. It is still going strong as a serious games machine, word processor, games writer, student, project writer, pretty pictures producer. There is nothing wrong with a tape-driven 464 and the old-style keyboard. It's produced the business time and time again and doesn't crash when it wobbles. Speaking of the ZX81, when is 3D Monster Maze being converted? I have yet to see an Amstrad game produce the same fare of being eaten. Chris Surway, Chippenham, Wiltshire. If there was a Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to CPCs, Chris, you'd be reported right away. There was scarcely a dry eye in the AA office as we read of the appalling hardships and agonies endured by your trusty machine. We just hope you can live with yourself. Sprites Alive, turbocharge your Amstrad with Clean Code software. Fantastic, fantastic plea. Please help me. I urgently need Fantastic Voyage on disc. M. Seeger. Wallasey, Merseyside. Oh, he wants Fantastic Voyage. Saving the Amstrad Empire. This year, like any insane person, I went to the PC show zone in Amstrad. I popped off to ye old Amstrad stand to ask a few questions. Question: why does the Spicky have a light gun bundled with it and the CPC doesn't? Well, we want to be different. You can't have two packs the same, can you? Question: why isn't Amstrad reprinting the firmware manual? What's firmware manual? Question: why hasn't the Amstrad bundle changed? And why are you still giving away the same games which are now very basic? If you come back in an hour, there will be a person from the Amstrad users group and he'll answer all your questions. The lady then started to to talk to someone else. Come on, Amstrad, you have the best machine in the market for its price. The graphics beat the Speckies, and the resolution's better than the C64. The graphics even rival the ST. Look at Purple Saturn Day or Captain Blood, 16-bit graphics on an 8-bit machine. The sound is better than the C64 and the Specky. Just listen to Zynaps on the CPC and then on the ST. If you hear a difference, let me know. Yeah, the ST has almost the same audio chip. Of course it's going to sound similar. 4. The CPC 6128 is a small business machine. It has a wider range of serious software than the Specky and C64. Can you find a Specky or C64 mag which is also dedicated to serious software on a regular basis? Just look at ProText, Advanced Art Studio, and Stop Press. 5. The rep at the cheetah stand showing off the light gun was talking out of the top of his head. I asked him why they were not releasing the gun on the CPC. He said that CPC owners didn't buy that many add-ons after they had bought the CPC. If this is so, why are so many companies producing more add-ons for the CPC than any other computer on the market? And why do the Darling brothers, codemasters are writing the games for the Cheetah Light Gun, think that the CPC is more important to them than the C64, AA35, September 88, page 30? 6. What computer sold the most games at Christmas last year, Mr. Sugar? Why are you trying to kill off something that's good and makes money? What was Amstrad before the CPC? Nothing. It is now a very large company selling lots of computers and shares which are falling rock bottom because Mr. Sugar can't take one single piece of advice. Please listen, Mr. Sugar. You haven't got much time. You must act now. Give the CPC lots of airtime. Slowly kill off the 464. This should take place within the next 3 years. Replace it with a 4128. Well, the best solution is to design an Amiga beating computer with 8 voice stereo sound, 1046 colors. That's the interesting number. And most important, put a ROM in the machine. So when you switch it on, there's BASIC to greet you. Wait, doesn't it already do that? Do we have BASIC on ROM? Come on. Add a mouse joystick with 2 accessible joystick ports, built-in MIDI, and make add-ons the most important feature with genlocks, etc. A 3.5-inch disk drive is essential, of course. The machine must be 6128, 16-bit with lots of the small business side. This is vital to make it a success. Meanwhile, change the 464's case color. Keep the 6128 the same. Redesign the keyboard so that the keys slope in a curve. Add an RS-232 and change the basics slightly in better commands. Change the package, add the light gun and high quality games, i.e. from Ocean, etc. Add stop press and 3D Zycon with the mouse. Add the advanced music system and the ProText collection on ROM. Put a nice enclosed Amstrad ROM board inside the case and design it so that you are able to switch off the ROMs without pulling them out. Some games don't like them fitted. Bung in the firmware manual, give the CPC 2 joystick ports and put a good quality joystick in the package, and that's it. Jefferson Boss Huntington Cams. Oh, he doesn't ask for much. Yes, that seems to just about cover everything. Are you reading this, Amstrad? Australian Veggie. Hi, I'm writing all the way from down under in Aussie land. Oh. And here's a few things I have to say. I personally would like to see a lot more excitement, more full colour pictures. Yes, full colour pictures. I'm kind of sick of seeing black and white pictures of these new Fabo games you keep on talking about. Speaking of games reviews, you need more. And you also need more screenshots of each game. And don't say you can't fit them in because you have before. Take example the review of Vindicators. It had a very nice little film strip going up the right side of the page just to show us little Vegemite's how good the game actually was. Speaking of games in Australia, do you know how much it is for a newly released game here? No, I don't think we're going to find out, Ed. No, well, it cost around $44.45, not £14.95 or £8.95, but $44.95. And Amstrad Action alone costs $5.20. Everything over here, you little Vegemites. Hang on, I'm not so sure I like being called a Vegemite. What was that again? Ed. It costs so little compared to Australia. And when or if I read this letter, it will be about 4 to 6 months later. Yes, that long. Is that from the time you started or from when you finished, Ed? And I got this address out of the June edition. Well, that's about all for me. They're down here. If any of you little gamesters would like to write to me, please do. See ya. Shane Linley, Albany, Western Australia. Well, broadly speaking, that woman. Sex and piracy again. Emma Brawley, the woman who makes Attila the Hun look like a social worker, speaks her mind. Well, Mike Wheeler certainly had plenty to say last month about my comments on sex and computer games, didn't he? I suppose everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I think Mike still labours under the misapprehension that men really can put themselves in the position of us women. The point is that what is degrading to one is not degrading to another. He also seems to miss the point that women really are forced into taking their clothes off for money. Not every 17-year-old determined to make her mark as a top fashion model has either the poise or the looks, frankly, to make it, and can easily fall prey to unscrupulous agents and photographers, all men, you'll note, who are just interested in making a quick buck. Mike also suggests that men are exploited by women, no less. Well, frankly, if you've ever been at a photographer's studio and watched a half-naked slip of a girl being ogled and produced by half a dozen leering men during a shoot, you'd be in no doubt about who was exploiting whom. Long live the CPC. Nice to see that Amstrad have scotched rumours about the CPC being scrapped. Nice, too, to have to eat my words. Last month I complained at Amstrad for not promoting the CPC, but I learn now that the company is to invest £600,000 in a nationwide advertising campaign. Bravo! I could have told you before that the whole idea of Amstrad dropping the CPC was absurd, of course. After all, Amstrad has on its hands a solid, dependable and versatile machine with a very strong and getting stronger software base. The CPC is going to be with us for years yet, mark my words. Mind you, you could easily have got the opposite impression from this year's PC show. The games industry was well enough represented, with all manners of gaudy arcade conversions, no doubt with as much lasting appeal as an unrefrigerated French brie. But where was all the serious software? Come on, all you serious manufacturers, show yourself. Ooh. Brawley Brickbats. If you've got anything to say about Miss Brawley's column or the opinions therein, write to Brawley Brickbats, Amstrad Action. We would like to stress once more that the opinions expressed by Ms. Brawley do not necessarily coincide with those of the editorial team. Also, we refuse to take any responsibility whatsoever for any consequences that might arise from any disagreements between correspondents and Ms. Brawley. We will visit you in hospital, though. It's a steal! I'm writing to give you my views on the rights of copying software. For a start, I disagree with just about everything that Ms. Brawley said in AA48. And if I buy a game that is mine to do with as I wish, why should a friend of mine pay $9.99 for a game if I can copy it for him for free? I'm not exactly made of money, and so if one of my friends, yes, I have more than one, should offer to copy a game for me, then I will not refuse. I do not consider it to be stealing because I would not buy the same game that my friend had, as I could play it on his computer every night. The idea that one person buys a game one day and the whole of the school wears it the next is just a figment of Brawley's imagination. I copy games for a couple, 3 or 4 of my friends, but nobody else. My friends do the same. I have read some of the new copyright laws but enforcing them is going to be next to impossible. I certainly will not be deterred by the new laws, partly because I can't understand them. My point is that I don't consider copying or lending out my games to close friends to be piracy or stealing. I certainly don't consider myself to be a thief. Finally, may I just say that I would like to see a few more games reviewed and a little less broadly. Imprelia, Newport. Well, Mr. Prelia, your attitude astonishes me. You say you only give your friends 3 or 4 pirated copies, and that they do the same. According to my reckoning, by the time that process has gone through just 3 times, you've been directly responsible for not 4 pirated versions, but as many as 64. Understanding the copyright laws is easy. You do not distribute pirate copies. Simple enough for you. As for your claim that piracy as you practice is not theft, do you remember those old unmanned newspaper stands where the distributors trusted you to put in your money and just take one paper? What you're doing is effectively paying for one paper and taking half a dozen for all your mates. That's theft. Mail order madness. I've been forwarded a letter from one of AA's readers, and it's on the subject I've wanted to talk about for a while. Mail order. The letter is from a Mr. P. Hall of Basildon, and reads as follows. I wonder if many other readers have had troubles with mail order companies advertising games, and not just delays in them sending orders out. As an example, there were a few mail order companies advertising Carrier Command and Tape Vision for the Amstrad. Yet, we now know that this game is not being released for the 464 or tape machines at all. Yet, this company saw fit to advertise that the game was available for the 464. There must have been many readers who took these companies at their word, sent them the cost of the tapes, and are still waiting for a product that doesn't exist. Wouldn't it be better for all us readers if mail order companies were allowed to only advertise games they actually have in stock? Good point, Mr. Hall, and one I've been making for a long time. However, it's only fair to point out that there are both good and bad mail order suppliers. I bought all my CPC comms gear by mail order and had no trouble whatsoever. Mind you, anyone who messed me about would soon find out if they're mixed with the wrong person. The thing is that mail order companies frequently have to advertise goods they don't necessarily have in stock at that moment because you simply don't know what you're going to sell out of once the ad has gone to press. I should know, after all, having run a successful little ceramics business for some time now. What I don't agree with, however, is advertising goods which haven't yet been released, however difficult it is in the games market to know when products are really going to be out. For example, I would never have considered advertising my Colombian iconographs before I'd cleared the deal with my suppliers. Rest assured, Mr. Hall, that both I and the lads on Amstrad Action will be doing our damnedest to clean up the mail order scene. Driving's biggest game has just got bigger. Turbo Outrun. They're having fun. More car, more road, more action. Now the show must go on. Or must it? Trenton rebels through the crowds at what may be the last PC show we shall ever see. Here's Power Drift wheel-to-wheel action from Activision. Another Activision product on the show was Arcade Division Altered Beast, based on Greek myths. The graphics alone look set to make it a legendary game. Again, we'll see a review of that soon, I think. Not sure exactly when. Soon. We'll just go soon. Tintin, the Man of the Golden Quiff, out soon on the CPC from Infogrames. Maze Mania and Tubin. So real you can smell the smoke. Team Yankee. Dr. Doom's Revenge. Oh god, Wall Streets. Yeah. Bloodwitch. Stunt Car Racer. Turbo Outrun. Batman the Movie. Oh, we'll see that soon. Beverly Hills Cop. Michael Jackson Moonwalker. Headed for 6. Hypersports. Renegade. Rampage. The Hit Squad. The Great Escape, Ping Pong, Short Circuit, Hit Names, Hit Games. All available for Spectrum and Commodore Amstrad, £2.99 each. Program is Heaven, Nirvana, Goldmark Systems, £15 disc, £26 ROM. Goldmark Systems has produced a copier editor archiver that promises much, but does it deliver? Adam Waring finds out. The Ultimate Disk Management Suite. Yeah, not overconfident there. Not to be used to infringe copyright laws. Insert source disk into drive A and press any key. Good news, an extremely powerful selection of software. Bad news, they could have been put together with a little bit more polish. Continental Circus. Prove to the racing world that you have the guts and determination to become a Formula One driver. Take the challenge of the Continental Circus. Consisting of 8 races in 8 different countries, you must not fail. The screenshots of each version. RSX Lib, £19.95, disc only. Smogware Systems. Accessing machine code routines for a basic program isn't exactly the easiest of tasks, having to memorize all those meaningless hex addresses with which to call the programs. One tiny mistake and it's mega crash time. Good news, does what it sets out to do extremely well. Easy to use. Bad news, a touch of speed wouldn't go amiss. Routines must be compiled one at a time. Sprite Creator, the sprite stuff. Why can't you write games in BASIC? Because you haven't got Sprites Alive, that's why. Adam Waring tells all. Sprites Alive, £22.95, disc only, Glencoe software. Catching up. Pandora is a direct competition and it goes about solving the same problem in a different way. Whereas Sprites Alive uses RSXs to invoke the extra commands, Pandora has its own cut-down compiled BASIC, giving your programs greater speed, but not as much flexibility. Glencoe is presently working on a compiler, $34.95, to work with Sprites Alive, thus catching up speed-wise, whilst retaining the flexibility advantage. The company also plans to sell a cut-down package with all the RSXs cut out for machine code programmers to incorporate the code directly. Good news, very powerful, reasonably priced. Bad news, it won't produce stunning games, not lightning fast. 3-inch disk drive for the CPC, special offer, save £15 on all drives. Forum, got a problem? Adam Waring's your man. Pressing the big red button. My son Firehan is a 6128 cassette recorder and multi-face too. When he presses the red button on the multi-face, he sees that the menu comes up properly, but the cassette motor automatically switches on, which he thinks should not happen. Is there a solution to this, or is this just a bug in the multi-face? Jenny Massini, Hawk, York. Help us are. Sounds like some kind of edge connector problem. Try cleaning the edge connector with methylated spirits. If that doesn't work, then nothing else untoward happens, then I wouldn't worry about it. Rotten cheat. I'm writing to offer my help in improving Easy Sheet, given free on the 4th birthday tape. If you type 3390 return and save it, you will avoid the error checking routine at the beginning. Also, there is a bit of a bug in the routine called when pressing tab. This can be rectified by typing 800 go to 2780. The Daleks game, also on the free tape, can be made easier by having infinite sonic screwdrivers type 1280 return. James Griffiths, Dryford. Not only would infinite screwdrivers make the game easier, it would make it utterly pointless. Here's that rabbit again. Greetings. $50 good reasons to shop at Crazy Joe's. If we don't stock it, you probably won't need it. Oh, yeah. More stuff here. Any colour but green. I want to purchase a colour monitor for my CPC. At present, I have a green screen, but I find it difficult to play certain games on it. Can you offer me any advice on what to do? Martin Van Chelmsford. The CPC will work with most of the standard RGB monitors. The problem is that it takes the power directly from the monitor. So you have to either keep the green screen plugged in for the power, or get a separate power supply. Amstrad's MP2 modulator has a built-in power supply, which you could use in conjunction with the monitor. If you want the colour just for playing games with, why not use the modulator of a TV set? Pandora, the game creator. Mention that again. Cracking the Code, starting this month. A new series on advanced machine code. Michael Gledhall takes over where Richard Montero left off and extols the virtues of the tables of values. Yeah, learn a lot of machine code. Fancy writing code directly to your Z80? Machine code fans need look no further than cracking the code. Next month, the one thing that you can't turn to the firmware for, sprite routines. How do you get fast, pixel accurate sprites? Do it yourself. Now there must be a whole load of programmers out there crying, I knew that, I could have said that. So put your money, your pen actually, where your mouth is and write in. Pass on your latest tip. Tell everyone about the unique way you've learned to use the CPL instruction, or whatever else it is you want to tell the world. Whoever provides the best tip each month will receive a crisp £25 note. Will they indeed, Ed? The address to write to is BC1D. No, seriously, folks, you're fired, Ed. Send your tips, etc., to cracking the code. Bonzo Super Builder. Where's Bonzo's Doodah? That's the best name. Naked Video. Just how do professional coders get the CPC performing those incredible graphic acrobats? In the first of a series devoted to special video effects, Conrad Bessett spills a few beans. We're going to go into more detail, messing with the CRTC, I guess. Yeah. Scrolling the screen in software, it's slow. You have to move 16K of memory just to do it, and you can't do that in one frame. The video gate array, or just the gate array. Just call it a gate array, that's what it is. Next month we'll be looking at in detail at the most interesting video chip, the CRTC, and using it to produce some spectacular effects. The gallery. Here's artwork. A rip-roaring tiger from down under. I didn't know they had them in New Zealand. From David McFarr of Hamilton. Oh, sky again. Don't look if you can't stomach it. The alien pops out at courtesy of Martine McKenney, County Dublin, Ireland. A shining example of R. Patel's handiwork. It's Jack Nicholson, and he's not joking. The Shining. Ooh. This magical Irish fairy tale fellow comes from David McFarr of New Zealand, who uses Advanced Art Studio for all his work. This colourful kingfisher comes from R. Patel of Bristol. Advanced Art Studio was used to create the image. Here comes another R. Patel masterpiece, but where does he see a publisher driving like this? All you great CPC artists out there, stand to win yourself £20 and the eternal glory of having your pictures printed in AA. So send those pickies on to the address on the right, together with some brief notes on the paint package and any special techniques you used. And don't forget to enclose an essay if you want your disc back. Here's Daytel Electronics again. Genius mouse. It's only got 2 buttons. Best utility of the year, says the Amstrad computer user. Amtex Classic. Yeah. More memory power. Yeah, all the adverts now. Helpline. Help wanted Treasure Island Dizzy cheats or how to get hold of the bag of gold. Anyone got a copy of Amstrad Action 26 and 28? Cover price paid. Another one for AA28. Please, I'm desperate. A sensible offer paid. Penpal wanted to swap letters on disc, send either a WordPerfect file or just rem statements in BASIC. I'm football mad and I'm desperate for any sort of correspondence. Oh no. Virgin Santa. 3 games this way. 5 first prizes of £1,000 worth of software of your choice, or an Amiga or ST plus £500 worth of software of your choice. 10 second prizes of £500 worth of software of your choice. 20 third prizes of £250 worth of software of your choice. 1,000 runner-up prizes too. Any one of the 6 Virgin Games arcade classics mentioned earlier. Make sure Santa visits you twice this year. Here you go, win £30,000 worth of prizes. Simply click 3 tokens. You'll find one in each game and send them to Virgin Games. The prize draw will take place on 29th of January 1990. Might be a bit late. This is just an advertisement really for the games, isn't it? All available on Amiga, Atari ST, C64 disc and cassette, Spectrum cassette, Spectrum Plus 3 disc, Amstrad cassette and disc. Word processing. Oh look, there's shadows again. Look, there's shadows on the text. Someone's going to be unhappy. Last month, Tom Osmond looked at his customizing TASWare to suit your needs. This month's second and final installment tackles the nitty-gritty, editing that text. Command performance. The following are TASWARE's most commonly used command keystrokes. Ollie and Lisa 3. £2.99. Look out for more great new games in the cartoon time range from Codemasters, Spectrum, Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64. Continue the adventures of Ollie and Lisa in the Candlelight Adventure, even better than the original bestseller. All cartoon time games feature special cartoon characters. Some you already know, others like Frankenstein Jr. are new to the world of computer games. The cartoon time games are a collector's series, each with its own unique number. Look out for the great prizes from character t-shirts to trips to Disney World. This is number 2. Ooh, what's number 1? Action test. It's time for the games, finally. Ouch, we got some real scorches this month. Get those asbestos gloves. We got Power Drift, Batman, Mr. Heli, Dynamite Ducks, Xenophobe, Grand Prix Master, Buffalo Bill. Also reviewed Rampage, War Machine, Action Fighter, Action Service. So, these are screenshots, all in colour for a change. First game is Batman the Movie. By Ocean, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. The mist-shrouded night is pierced by a shrill scream. A mugger's body hits the ground, his booty scattered around him. A shadow disappears into the dark alleys of Gotham City to continue his hunt. The dark night has returned, and he's looking for prey. Jack Napier's got to laugh. In fact, he's been able to do much else since the accident. Falling 50 feet into a chemical cocktail wasn't exactly hilarious. But the results were hysterical. His face turned white, his hair green, but he got one wicked sense of humour into the bargain. But as he's the first to admit, you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs. The stage is set for classic confrontation. A twisted criminal genius and a caped crusader bent on revenge are about to come to blows in the most spectacular battle since Goliath's rematch with David. The Joker's twisted mind has brought together a bunch of hardened criminals and some pretty evil plans. But Batman has that nice left hook. And all the futuristic hardware a crime fighter could wish for. Who will win? Forget Mrs. Keaton and Nicholson. This one's up to you. The on-disc movie opens in the Axis Chemicals warehouse. Jack Napier, the Joker, is trying to recover some incriminating documents, and naturally Batman wants Jack. The plant is a maze of twisted pipes and vats, leaking toxic vapours that injure on contact. To make matters worse, there are only so many of Napier's men. After Batty, you can hardly move without having to kill one, a crying shame. Your tools are the batarang throwing stars, bat rope, that funny rubber suit, and native Gotham grit. The factory is a multi-platform building, and our hero has to find the soon-to-be Joker. Normal people use the ladders to change levels, but real men use bat ropes. It looks dead smooth and is good fun, and makes you a harder target for Jack's gun-toting, bomb-throwing thugs. Boo. Add this to the difficulty of dodging the leaking chemicals that weaken you every step of the way, plus a tightest time limit, and it's a total house of pain. Having battled your way past these obstacles in the best superhero fashion, you're expected to use with what little energy you've left to give Jack Napier a helping hand into the chemical crucible that will transform him into the malicious Joker. A great touch, as the energy bar showing how long you've got left to live, is a portrait of Batty changing to reveal the visage of the laughing madman himself. The factory is a dark and dangerous place where a bat may feel at home, but your average games player doesn't. But it looks sweetness and light compared to the chase through Gotham City streets and the infamous Batmobile. A huge vet with a nuclear motor, this black beast has the power to literally tear up those back streets. Unfortunately, it does share the handling characteristics of its American ancestors, i.e. an overweight dead cow with a sprained ankle. To negotiate corners, you need to send out a grappling hook to grab hold of lampposts to help you turn that much quicker. Still in the land of living? Then the next challenge is the product identification test. You've got to find out which of the three products Joker has poisoned. If they're used together, then they form a deadly laughing gas that leaves the corpse with a fixed and ugly grin on the kisser. This cannot be allowed to continue, as the products chosen are those of the personal hygiene variety, and Gotham City will grind to a halt if ozone-friendly and people-friendly deodorants cannot be found. There are limits. Taking a man's property is pretty low, but robbing him of the ability to raise his arms in public is beyond a joke. Once you've solved the problem with the smellies, then you climb into the Batwing and head downtown to have a look at the big parade. Your aim is to stop the Joker filling the streets with the poisonous gas balloons, which means flying your plane in and out of the streets and houses to catch them. Finally, you are back on the street again, chasing the Joker and his mad minions into Gotham City Cathedral. As in the Access warehouse, you're in hot pursuit of the foul felons up and over the belfry stairs. The bat rope and his grappling hook come in more than handy here again as you fire it up to the next level, avoiding the steps where you're a sitting duck. Then, after you've beaten his cohorts, you get to face up to the man you created in the first scene. Complete this, and you're the real superhero, not Batman. The whole game is held together by the graphics, which manage to capture the spirit of the movie, menace and comedy combined in an atmospheric film game. Batman himself is great. His cape flaps, he ducks, dives, and jumps. When finally beaten by the Joker's hordes, he slumps to the floor, cape billowing out over him, a broken and battered man. The bat rope allows you to attack, jump, and swing to dodge shots. The batarangs are accompanied by a heroic pose when thrown. The vehicles are disappointing, but play well and prove to be a strong part of the game. As you hurtle along, the Batmobile is seen from the side, guided by huge white arrows on the road. Turn when you see the sign, or you've got to spin and drive against traffic and have another crack at it. A view from above and behind might have been better and more realistic, but viewing the car from the side keeps the movie motif alive. The action in Batman is constant rather than overwhelming. It erodes your nerve, forcing you to make that one vital mistake that will cost you your last energy and send you straight back to the first level. That's right, none of those credit things. A blunder can cost hours of intensive gaming and yet another visit to the Access warehouse. On tape, it's a multi-load, but even this can't disguise the game's innate playability and addictiveness. Soon you forget the film and begin to create your own superhero mythology, taking great pride in killing awkward to reach bad guys with over-the-shoulder shots from the bat rope and swing out of the grenade's way when the going gets a little too hot, even for the Dark Knight. Surely it's impossible for any game to live up to such hype. Is the Cape Crusader just a wimp in a rubber suit? No, the game's the best movie license this year, if not ever, capturing the same dark and dominating air that pervaded the film. It still manages to retain its own personality and doesn't just trade on a famous name. Dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, and you're assured hours of frustratingly addictive gameplay. First day target score, 45,000 points. Second opinion. Holy guano, Batman. Despite the hype, Batman the movie has turned out to be excellent. Brilliant graphics combined with spot-on gameplay provides a zapping game that you'll be playing long after the present batch of Batmania has died down. Green screen. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Holy utterances. It was the 60s TV series that thrust Batman upon the world stage. This camped comedy version was famous for its crushing puns and awful dialogue. Most memorable were Robin the Boy Wonder's exclamatory remarks. Here are 20 of the more outrageous comments you never even dreamed could be said with a straight face. Holy lodestone, holy squirrel cage, holy suborbit, holy popcorn, holy rising hemlines, holy uncanny mental processes, holy Zorro, holy ravioli, holy priceless collection of Etruscan snoods, holy fishbowl, holy astringent pomate fruit, holy chutzpah, holy cliche, holy purple cannibals, holy knit one pearl two, holy Paderewski, holy non sequiturs, holy skull temper, holy Werner von Braun, holy travel agent, holy chocolate eclair, holy quality Batman and Robin, inventors of new levels of profanity. Bet challenge. Fancy some extra cash? There's a tasty cash prize waiting the first complete maps. As much detail as possible. Please, villain placements, etc. sent to the AA office. Bat history. Batman was first drawn in 1939 by Bob Kane. He first appeared as the Batman in Detective Comics, a masked vigilante out to avenge the murder of his parents. Bob Kane also drew strips called Rusty and His Pals and Clip Carson. Criminals to Batman were a cowardly, superstitious lot, so he chose his disguise to strike terror into their hearts. I must be a creature of the night, black, terror. Well, that's it. I shall become a bat. The Batman appeared in issue 33 of Detective Comics. Within a year, he had his own mag. Robin was introduced to the strip in 1940 to humanize the dark, vicious loner image the Batman had acquired. The first full-length movie was actually a 1943 15-part cliffhanger serial joined at the edges and called An Evening with Batman and Robin. The verdict. Graphics, 90%. A do-it-yourself movie. Holy artwork, what fun sprites. Sonics, 52%. Good theme music. What, no Prince? Grab factor 81%. Tricky but easily learned moves. You'll go far, fast. Staying power 93%. 4 levels of fun, 1 with puzzles. AA rating 90%. Outstanding movie license. Yes, a Hope game can be that good. Okay. Alright. I've never played this much. I had Robocop back in the day, so I knew how that game works. Basically, I'm probably just going to get lost in the first stage, pretty much. Program by Mike Lamb, graphics by Dawn Drake. It's still the same program as the staff that did Robocop anyway. Ah. Alright, let's go. Level 1 access chemicals. Ow! Ow! Up here. Ow! Foot! Good. Good. Okay, get on there now. Down we go. safe to fall down here. Nope! Full damage! Yay! Oh, do it again. That was not safe. Ow. She knows how to take a grenade to the face. Oh, oh no. Oh. Oh. Do it again. Ow. Ow. Well, that went well. Go down this way. This is safer, right? Ow. You just stand there with that. Okay. Ow! Well, dead. And dead, yep. Have we reached a checkpoint yet? Maybe yes. Oh. Down there. No, we did it again. Dead. I love blind jumps. Ow. 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 Stop taking grenades to the face. Ow. Oh, did I do that again? No. Ow. Ow. Oh, no, no. I have to drop down here. Yes. Ow. Ow. Oh, they did. Ow, look at it. Ow. Get it. What am I doing? Oh, jeez. Ouch! Well. Oh no, it's right this way. Ow! 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 I missed it. I missed the platform. One last go. Oh, forgot about that guy. Ow. Oh no. Do we have a quit button? Do we have a quit button? Come on. Apparently not. Alright, just this will... Here we go. Ah, try again. Ow. Ow. What the truth? Damn it. Ow. Ow. And no, I did. Okay, she threw rules. It's hardly fair. Go. Ow. God damn it. Oh no, you don't go that way. That's right. Down here. Oh, you ducks. It's gonna be fun to get to. Oh no, that don't work. Ow, ow. That is not work. Does not work. Do that. Hey! Whew, we did it. Just. Level 2, the Batmobile. Traffic sucks here, doesn't it? Oh. That worked. No way, jeez. Oh. Well. Oh. Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's supposed to get through this. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh. Traffic. Ow. Oh, oh. Ow. Traffic. Oh, that was... Away. This. Oh, I missed it. Oh. Ah. Well, that didn't go so well. Ow. Ah! Oh, Jesus. The one that comes from behind. Well. Ugh. Well, that's Batman, the movie. Oof. Okay. Now we can move on to the next game. Happy enough that I got past the first stage. Hey. Next game. This game is Power Drift. Want more driving? Activision, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Joystick or keys. The California sun does strange things to people, especially those in open-topped cars. Why do we say this? Because it makes them want to power drift. To charge around insane circuits constructed out of old railway sleepers at 243 kph, taking hairpin bends on two wheels, hurling insults at each other. In arcades the world over, the coin-op has caused people to lose their lunch on a stomach-churning ride to the limits of motor racing and beyond, risking being hurled into space after cresting hills and finding a 90-degree hairpin staring them in the eye. It was what drew them back time and time again. Power Drift is a racing fantasy, super-powered off-road cars racing head-to-head over a course more suited to roller coasters than cars. The essence of the game is summed up in its name. A mad charge into corners, losing all traction in a bid to get past that bozo who just span you out. The arcade was a natural successor to Outrun, with its hydraulic cabin taking you right over the high side. We all saw what a dog that turned out to be, though, so can there be any hope for Drift? Yes, more than hope, there's glory there too if you're crazy enough to try. After months of work, Activision's programmers, the same team which did WEC Le Mans, have managed to come up with an awe-inspiring nightmare of a game that redefines the parameters for fantasy racing on the CPC. 5 different courses have been shoehorned into 64K in a drive you'll never forget. Set in the California desert, the tracks are made out of rough tarmac, loose gravel, and logged overpasses. They aren't long drawn-out affairs like Le Mans or Monaco, but tight, small sprint circuits where he who dares wins and those who ride and slide come out on top. Victory on these roads is harder than you might first think, though. The track is narrow and the competition fierce. The other cars aren't just there as moving obstacles, but actually race you to the line. 4 laps of mayhem are the result as 12 dune racers battle it out for 3rd place or better to qualify for the next round. Racers need drivers, and a batch of 20-odd road hogs are ready and willing to let you ride their machines. Rumour has it that one of Sega's infamous unannounced options was a different personality for each driver, with the lady in blue, supposedly a racing mechanic, taking the title of the heaviest right foot in town, something the programmers of the conversion rigorously deny. But if Sega can do it, why can't Activision? After choosing whose colours you'll defend on the field of high-octane honour, it's time to choose your track. Here the brownie points really start to pile up, because there are a staggering, if you complete them all, you will be staggering, 27 totally original tracks to burn rubber on. Multi-loaded and themed batches of 5 per course, they form a progressively increasing challenge. There are different locales to look at in the background, but it's the tracks and their twists and turns that matter. Just for good measure, there are 2 bonus levels thrown in too. Just like the arcade, one simple and one ultra tough. Once you've made a choice, the countdown is on. A winged light clock clicks. A winged light clock clicks off, and you throttle up and head into the unknown. The only way to play this game and win is by a combination of practice and a photographic memory, as you jockey for position down an opening straight, always. Keep both eyes on the road for signs of that first and crucial bend. Cars pull up alongside you, in front of you and behind you, ready to take advantage of the slightest slip and send you spinning into space. As soon as a corner appears, slam on the power and swing the car into a slide, aiming at the apex. And with practice, you'll be able to exit perfectly. Reading the road, you'll develop a sixth sense for when to straighten up and scream past the opposition. Get it wrong and every driver on the track will try and nudge you into the barriers, or worse, into space. The slides are the focus of Power Drift, and they add a whole new element to the art of driving. No longer have you got to sit behind some bozo who thinks fast means 28.5 miles per hour. Drop into a bend at the right speed and you'll drift past them. The effect is enhanced by the car's handling. None of this quantum stuff. One press of a button and you're facing 90 degrees left. And you can regulate the degree of control you surrender to skilling in an attempt to win. The graphics aren't going to win any points for prettiness. They're blocky, but they work. They move at speed, the colours are bright, and they respond quickly to your hurried joystick waggles. They capture the spirit of the arcade, even if they do fail to imitate it directly. What is important, though, is not that it looks like the coin-op, but plays like it, and the compromise is well struck. The music is straight from the arcade and is therefore highly annoying, and sounds off during most of the races. The graphic demand on the poor Z80 means that on some tracks the effects are absent, but who needs the noise when you're undertaking someone at a ton plus? The most impressive feature of both the arcade and CPC versions is the way the elevated tracks seem to be supported by nothing. Just appearing out of the horizon, spinning off here can have you skidding into a stop and rejoining in mid-air, or sent on a spectacular slide right across the other parts of the track. You've only got 2 gears in this race for speed freaks, fast and very fast. The flexible control on the corners and visual clarity makes drift an excellent choice for the car this Christmas, and an absorbing test of reaction for any committed games player. The short tracks require minimum concentration, meaning that all the races are winnable, but unforgiving with the slightest mistake. We've always been told not to drink and drive, but to drift and drive is electrifying. It's illegal, you get better control, and it works, and it's much, much more dangerous. First day target score. Complete 4 tracks in a row. Second opinion. Not as fast as the arcade original, but what do you expect? The fascinating twisting courses still spin at you from nowhere though, just like the arcade. Very, very playable. Come on, Trent, let's have another go. Green screen. I guess the green light from here. Verdict. Graphics 82%. Unsophisticated. Controllable and fast. Sonic 62%. Arcade theme music is well duplicated. Sometimes the sound effects disappear. Grab factor 94%. Dangerous high-speed fun. The arcade's humours is still there. Staying power 86%. 25 tracks. Finishable, but they won't stop you coming back for more. AA rating 91%. Mold-breaking racing fun. Nothing on that first page, no. Yeah. Oh. Now we get to play it. Alright. Alright. Okay. Power Drift. Mr. Pixels. Power Drift. The 3D spinny logo. The Sega 1989, Activision 1989. Coding by John Mullins. Graphics by Clive Paul. Music and effects by Dave Lowe. Software Studios production. Oh, we're going to go through this again. Alright, let's go. Who do we pick? Mohawk guy. This guy apparently looks like Daley Thompson. Angry dude here. Business dude. Cross-eyed. We assume course A is the easiest. We'll assume. See how far we get. Be third or better to continue. 5 credits. Start. We're in second already. It's a start, I guess. One lap. Open first. That's the second lap done. We're halfway there. Oh, now we're going to deal with flapped races. It's close. Three laps, last lap. Oh jeez. Oh no. Oh, a second. Oh. Whoops. Oh, a second. Be third or better to continue. Go again. Guess we always start in fourth, do we? No, drop to the fifth. Right, now we get to do left turns. Watch out. Oh. What are you doing? Oh, jeez. And the third. Must be through the beta. Oh, jeez. Steak. Nope. Well, that failed. Continue. Sure. Try it again. Try not to crash. Get out of the way. Jeez, dude. Slap. Third or better to continue. Oh, jeez. Oh, oh, jeez. Get out of the way. Oh, boy. Oh, terrible. And at the moment, he just rammed into me. Uh, that's a tight turn. Continue. Sure. Try again. Oh! Oh no! He really. Jeez, do it again. Out of my way! Dude, out of my way! Give me room! That wasn't good. Ah, damn it. Yeah. Ah. Alright. We won't continue. We'll move on to the... We'll try another course. Let's get a little bit of variation. Let's do... Try course B. Be through the better to continue. Out of the way. Be through the better to continue. no. Oh. Can see that corner coming. Ah. Come on. Oh, another corner. Well, that's that, I think. Ah! I missed him. That's over. We'll have one more continue. We'll try one more time. Gotta remember that curve at the end, the high bit. Oh! You just try to shove me off the road again. Oh, you thought it better to continue. Last lap. Whew. Third will be to continue. Oh, geez, that's steep. Oh! I can see this track's going to be annoying. Oh, what? Oh, he came from behind. It's not fair. Oh. Don't bother anymore. It's power drift. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game then. Alright, next game is Buffalo Bills Rodeo Games by Tynesoft. $9.95 cassette, $14.95 disc, joystick or keys. Howdy, partner. Seems a rodeo's coming to town. And to get some respect around here, you're going to have to beat those cotton-picking two-bit farmers in 6 of the toughest doggone events this side of the Dodge City. You're going to have to be good, though, because you'll be competing against up to 3 of your best buddies. Ride 'em, cowboy. Now Throne is the first event of the world's greatest Wild West display. Your beautiful young assistant is strapped to a rotating target, and a steady hand is needed to hurl your blade as close to her as possible without severing any major arteries. Next comes trick shooting. You've got to blast away the bad guys as they pop out of the ground, taking care not to waste the innocent bystanders. Once you've shown off your skills with the stationary targets, a quick bout of bottle shooting rounds off the event. Bottles Bottles are lobbed in the air, and you must fragment them in mid-flight with your trusty six-shooter. Calf roping concentrates on your skill with the cowboy's mainstay, the lasso. Climb on your horse, chase the poor little cow, throw the noose around its neck, and pull it to a stop. Brace yourself in the saddle, or it'll be you who's taken for a ride. You'll need a fine-tuned sense of balance when it comes to bronco riding, and pitting your wits against a wild stallion. He's trying to throw you, so you'll have to balance just right to stay on for any length of time. You have to take the bull by the horns in steer wrestling, jump onto the back of a savage beast, and force it into submission, wrestling it to the floor by the horns. The show's grand finale is the Stagecoach Rescue. A coachload of upright citizens have been taken hostage by a red Indian. Oh no. And you must catch up with the speeding wagon, dodging luggage thrown down by the reckless redskin on the way. Ugh, oh boy. Leap from your horse onto the roof and beat them senseless in a good old-fashioned fist fight. The game loads with the US national anthem playing merrily and a picture of good old Buffalo Bill waiting for entrants to roll up for the all-American extravaganza. Up to 4 players can join in the fun, each typing in their name and selecting joystick or keyboard control mode. Slightly annoying for joystick users is the fact that the spacebar on the keyboard has to be pressed frequently. This is especially frustrating on the trick shooting section, where it's used to reload the gun. Once all of this is done, an event's chosen, the game loads in the first section. All sections have their own tune and all have impressive graphics. The gameplay is a bit on the simplistic side, however, consisting either of basic hand-to-eye coordination or furious gun joystick waggling. Yet the competitive element, when several people play at once, makes it great fun. Each event can be played as many times as you like, so the final score can be doctored somewhat by replaying the individual sections until a near-perfect score is obtained. The game is a multi-loader, so tape-based users will have to endure several minutes of loading time per section, often longer than it takes to actually play the games themselves. Buffalo Bill's Rodeo games is fun for the first couple of goes, but it's not exactly going to keep you going for months on end. It may occasionally surface from your collection when you have a few mates around and you want something you can all play together though. First day target score, 50,000 points. Taming the West. Knife throwing. Anticipate the movement of the board when throwing. Once you find a successful spot, go for the same place each time. Trick shooting. Don't follow the bottles all over the screen. Trying to zero in with your 6 shooters crosshairs. Keep your aim level and track them horizontally, firing when they cross your sights. If you have a quick enough trigger finger, position the sight slightly above and to the right of the bottle thrower. You'll hit those bottles every time. Bronco riding. Ignore the main display, it's easier to watch the small balanceometer instead. Stagecoach rescue. Don't waggle the joystick too frantically, you'll make steadier progress with slower, more regular movement. Singing opinion. The attractive graphics and a thin veneer of gameplay disguise a multi-load bore. Green screen loses its graphical appeal, which doesn't leave much else. The verdict, graphics 86%, beautifully drawn backdrops, Sonic 75%, different tune for each event, grab factor 69%, fun at first, staying power 39%, interest soon fades, tedious loading times for tape users, A rating 61%, nice to look at, becomes boring to play. Gun down the bad guy, he's in the middle. Huh? Alright. Type properly. Transsoft 989, programming by Spike. Hard to find keys. Here's a number of players. Do we need to redefine keys? Right. No, we don't. Oh, okay, that would be weird. Oh dear. Oh. We've got high scores. Buffalo Bill got more. One player. Up to 12 letters, increasing to. Toggling them on or off. Play them. We can stick with easy. G-stick. Prod return to go. Please wait while I load the next game. Oh. Left a bit, right a bit, fire! Oh, whoops. Disaster shot! Yes, we'll replay that. Had no issue with this in practice. Oh, no. Oh. Ooh, that's a good shot. Here we go. Okay. Had enough of this event. Please wait while I load the next game. Next event. Knock down the bad guy targets. You have recall here. What don't you do? I don't shoot the dude in the back either. That's a bad idea. Oh, I'm out of. Reload? Let's reload. Space to reload. 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 Where's my reload button? I see that. That's universal, apparently. Oh. All three of them. Yeah. Come on, give me something to shoot. Oh, don't shoot him. Missed. Ah, missed. Missed. Ow. Oh. Oh, she lifted where it was. Where's what I load the next event? I know, go. Ride him, cowboy! Rip that calf! This is. Oh, don't get too close to the calf because that happens. Missed. Blah. Oh, don't do that for. Missed. I missed the crit. Hey, screw it all. Oh, can't get anywhere near anything. Nope. Now, I'm sure I got this once. You can just be patient, I guess. Nope. Nope. Well, you got it. Hit it, but yeah. Can't move once you got it. Once you fire it, that's it. Nope. One shot, that's all you get. Oh, I got too close. Can't get too close to the car. Nope. That doesn't work. Too far up at that point. Oh, here we go. Taking a car for a walk? Oh. Not sure what you're supposed to do once you've roped it. Oh, got it. I don't get out what you're supposed to do at that point. I'll move on. Please wait while I load the next event. Full of arrows and run 'em cowboy. Well, let's say hold on. Well, that was fun. We'll move on to the next event, because that's about as good as you get. Grab it by the horns and wiggle! Wiggle! I gotta get close to it if I remember. Really close to it. Oh. Oof, yeah, let's go for dirt. fell off. Oh, don't. What did you do that for? You just decided to fall off for no reason. Nope. Nope, not close enough. You just fall off for. Very well whistled. Here we go. That's how it works. Get it eventually. Nope, next event. Oh, hello, the next event. Get on your horse and go for it. Pick up whatever these are within the time limit. You gotta be really perfect though. No. A little bit. No. Here we go. Here we go. Figuring out the exact alignment you need. That was not it. Almost. You've exhausted yourself. Was that exhaust? Oh? Is that what you're not supposed to do? That's not what you're supposed to do. Listen, go for it. We're going to avoid these then. Oh, we gotta wiggle. Yes, you gotta wiggle the way to the. Oh, I see. Now what? Now what? Now what? we supposed to do? Now what? Oh jeez. Since the time have run out, what are you supposed to do? Leap from your horse onto the roof and beat him senseless. So you gotta get on the roof somehow. The question is how? Do I have to push you to do it? Push reload? Oh! Punch him. Have a time bonus. Plus power left. What a performance! Okay. Play this again? No! We've done that. 39,130. Yeah, it's not 50,000, but whatever it'll do. Still can't figure out the calf roping. Okay, let's go and wait again. Back to there again. Oh, could have been worse, I guess. As far as Timesoft games go, it's alright. It's alright. We'll move on to the next game. Put one more in. Alright. Epic's 5 action-packed games, 1 action-packed compilation. Epic's Action. All action game. All action game. Was it? 5 all action games. That's all that is. Next game is Xenophobe by Microstyle. $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc. Another arcade port. Aliens. Don't you just hate them? They come down here, slamming up our planet, eating our buses, stealing our jobs. We all know what they're like. We've seen the movies. 1 minute, take me to your leader, and the next, they're trying to fit Granny in the microwave. There's only one solution, one thing they understand, and that's a bullet in the bonce. if they've got a bonce that is. A quick blast and they'll never put a foot or pseudopod wrong again. Hang 'em high is what I say, but then I'm a xenophobe. In Xenophobe the game, when life forms have taken control of a space station, they aren't endangering anyone, but clash awfully with the curtains. And that's a good enough reason for mankind to declare war on the offending species. You control one of 9 characters, fascist enough to hold a grudge against an entire phylum. No, I don't know what a phylum is either, Ed. Of creatures, you've got to choose. You get to choose which character to play at the start of the bug hunt. Apparently, each has a different personality, but who needs personality to pull a trigger? Once you've picked your champion and chosen 1 or 2 player mode, it's time to clean up that space station. All prepared for the big show, you are told that Xenos have taken control of one of mankind's bases, and that mankind wants it back. There's also some very vital equipment that has to be retrieved at all costs. Your mission is to simply go in there and trash the slime balls, grab the kit, and get out. The ship approaches the planet, the station, the satellite, and you're beamed down right into the heart of the alien nation. All you've got to do is protect yourself. All you've got to protect yourself is a pretty poxy blaster and your mobility. Running speed can't be improved, but the firepower at your fingertips most certainly can. Littered about each complex and numerous weapons of varying type, and each having a different use and effect. You can only carry 1 weapon at a time, however, so choose pistols with care. One of the game options is for limited ammo, so loads of loaded guns are a must. Oh, look at that cute little fella in the corner there. It's adorable. The aliens come in a whole variety of species, shapes and sizes, each having a trait that only experience teaches. Alligator creatures roll themselves into a ball in an attempt to bowl you over. Hanging vines grab you lovingly by the head and give you the kiss of death, slowly sucking vital energy points out of your system. There are even space leeches which cling to you, if not shot immediately, draining away valuable life force until you exit the room. Xenophobe is regulated by both time and energy points. The mission stipulates you have to kill a set number of Xenos in a given time period. Piece of cake, really. All you've got to do is wander around blasting into oblivion every little life form that pops its head up. That's how things start out at any rate, but they soon become harder than even the most rabid alien hunter could dream. The problem with zapping the Xeno scum back into their pools of primordial phosphorescent slime is that you've got to get close to do it. In most cases, you've actually got to stand next to the creature in question to blow its brains out. Not an easy task, even if these aliens are the densest race of beings in the history of history itself. You see, they tend to have large families. Some rooms contain screens which display how much time there is left or how many aliens there are left to fry. Other features you can employ on your hunt for evil green nasties are lifts and teleports. Simply by turning to face the wall, you can find your way all over the place. The collectible objects are just left lying on the floor. And when we shoot past them, a neat reminder pops up in the middle of the screen. Pick a bomb, etc. The weapons too are just scattered around, giving you the opportunity to upgrade from a common phaser to laser pistols, electro guns, and pulse rifles. All hurt various monsters better and exhibit different characteristics like range and power, there being a correlation between strength of shot and the distance you can stand from the target. Whichever style of game you select, your hero's antics aren't confined to half the screen. In 2-player mode, both players' wanderings are visible. In 1-player mode, just the top half of the screen is utilised, mimicking its arcade parent. The characters themselves are great replicas of their coin-op originals, maintaining the balance between cartoon comedy and reasonable game sprites. The controls are, ironically, true to the arcade original. They are both temperamental and fiddly. You invariably find that when you want to stand, you jump, and when you don't want to jump, you don't want to pick up a wimpy gun, you always do. There's also the occasional freeze, especially in 2-player games when you're in the same screen. and a hint of flicker. This is not a split screen. This is not a split second game, though, and these little hold-ups don't impair the game to any terminal degree. The two-player controls are, in fact, the major gripe, since the keys are much more difficult to use than the joystick. This is offset by the fact that the game is made miles better and is also easier to play when two get launched on the termination screen. The superbly haunting tune suffers when the dual game mode is employed, and this is a shame. It doesn't detract from the fun involved in the game, though, which is essentially Gauntlet seen from a side view. Your motives are the same: replenish energy, kill the bad guys, and collect as many goodies as you can to lay your mucky little paws on. This means that the game lacks the subtlety, but emphasizes action and rapid movement through a hostile environment, reaping corpses as you go. If you're convinced that we do meet green men from Mars, they will turn out to be as nasty and vindictive as their human counterparts, then Xenophobe is the game to play. The trouble is, if these people hate aliens so much, why is it they've got a mutant duck, a chicken creature, and an elephant man working on the cleanup crew? First day target score, reach base 4. Second opinion, flickery graphics always damage a game, and Xenophobe is no exception. It is a lot of fun with two players, but this means someone has to suffer the keyboard controls. Fun for a few hours, but your interests soon fade. Green screen, playable even in emerald hues. The verdict, graphics 82%. Accurate arcade characters. Flickers with an occasional momentary freeze. Sonic's 50%. Great total tune and spot effects. Free audio cassette or soundtrack. Everything goes quiet in two-player mode. Grab factor 74%. Simple principle, kill or be killed. Dodgy controls make it hard to start. Staying power 69%. Lots of levels with level jumping facility. Gameplay is too limited to last for long. A rating 71%. Good, accurate conversion. Commendable first arcade from the Simulator Kings. Okay. Let's go. Oh look, it's cracked. It's fun to play normal. It takes a little while to load. No idea why. Here, Microstyle, present for your enjoyment. Xenophobe. Copyright Microstyle 1989. Copyright Bally Midway 1987. Conversion from original arcade machine by Visage. Microstyle, okay. Xenophobe. Players 1. Music on. Sound effects off. Difficulty easy. We'll leave it easy. Ammunition unlimited. I think that's helpful. Start level 1. Player 1, choose your character. Mr. Embrace, Colonel Poupon, Dr. Quack, Duck, see you get it. Space for next team. Colonel F. Truth, Mr. Fogg, Dr. Underbay. Colonel Chicken, Mr. Ease, Dr. Zorders. You got an eye patch. Two eye patch, dude. Jennifer for 89, Belly Midway for 89, Micro Style. Vision by Visage, Jules, the Carries T, Adrian, one who has anything alien. Okay, let's explain what a xenophobe means. Vision 99 Visage. Jules, Atari ST, Adrian, Commodore Amiga, Axel, Commodore 64, and the other two. Leslie did the Amstrad version, Willie did the IBM PC version. I see, no Spectrum version. Going level 1 data. Stuck to avoid this guy. Here's another one. Lost half my health. Noticed. And he jumped. Ow, ow, ow. Get bones, gotta get the bones. Gun. Yeah, laser gun. Right. Get off me. Heal. Ow! Oh no, I took the gun. Pretty seen aliens. Jump, jump, thank you. Aliens, 4%. Alien alert. That's it. To that stage. Base secured. Base awarded 300 points per kill. 16,200. Health bonus 200. Grab the wire, we recovered from base. Level 2 data. I'll keep a gun at least. Watch out for those big ones, because if you're standing and they get you, they instant death. Oh, now you jump, idiot. But remember, those drops, they do a lot of damage, so I'm not even bothered. Keep the game faster. Up. Back out here. Duck, duck. Oh, there's throwing grenades out. I'm not changing guns. Duck, duck! Pro tip, don't stick your gun in the car, it's a bad idea. Oh, jeez. Back out there. Duck, duck, duck. Duck. duck, duck. Ow. Down we go. Oh, please. Get off me. Is that it? Base secured. Points. Wait, level 3 data. Duck. Duck. ID, it seems. Duck. Oh, done. I don't want to jump. Duck. Damn it. Now you get up. Oh. Fall down, huh? Ow. Oh, get off me. Get off me. Jump, you idiot. Don't stop jumping. I ask you to jump. Oh, jeez. Where'd my gun go? There. Go get grenaded again. Oh, gun again. Not in here. Where is it? There it is. Die! Oh, get off me! Oh, jeez. I'm dying. 48 health left. Oh, did we do it? Base secured. Level 4. Oh. Well. Oh.